Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Young Adult Chatroom. I'm excited to be back. Adele, my dear sister, has been holding the fort for me for some weeks now. But yes, I'm back and I'm excited. Today is going to be one, but definitely she'll be joining us soon at the big conversation. And as always, you know that this is where the journey of life intersects with the realities of modern life experiences. We expect nothing but the best. As always, to begin this show, we have our first segment that is a wonderful message we'll be receiving from our apostle, Dr. Ebenezer Hagan. Let's take a listen and when we come back, we discuss.
Hello, you're welcome once again to Time with Youth Director. I've been dealing on the topic, settle down, where I've been using Jeremiah 29, 4-11 to make a point that God would want his people to settle down. And marriage is part of God's recommendations on how to settle down. We have already done 2 episodes looking at how we may settle down from the 3 recommendations I made: settling down on your time, settling down on your finances, and settling down emotionally. That is what I'm looking at today, settling down emotionally. And we begin this way. You know, marriage requires that you break off deep emotional involvement with your exes. Our desire in ministry and what God wants is that we all marry as virgins. But sometimes that is not the case. You may have 1 or 2 of the couple having been involved with others emotionally by way of sexual involvement. And so, I mean, God forgives us. We move on when we repent. But then we marry, and the experience could be that 1 or 2 of the couple have been so emotionally involved with others by way of sex. And when you are marrying, when you are entering into marriage, it requires you to break off this emotional involvement with people that have been involved with you in previous relationships. This is so important for the health of the marriage that you are settling. Not dealing well with this kind of emotional involvement is a cause to many divorces that we are counting in our day. The call to marriage is a call to a new life, a call for separation, and we have to sit down and make amends. The Bible says that, and which of you intending to build a house will not first sit down and weigh the cost, so that when he begins, he's able to finish it. Else, people will pass by and say, look at this man, he started this project and couldn't finish it. Marriage is one of such projects. It requires you to sit down and then to break off such emotional involvement with people like that. This is the demand that a successful marriage will place on you if you have been so involved with other people sexually. You see, the word of God backs what I'm saying, and I want us to look at this from the book of Proverbs chapter 5, maybe reading from verse 15 downwards. This is talking about involvement with people who are not partners, and this is what the Bible says. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 15-23. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares? Let them be yours alone, never to be shared with strangers. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. A loving doe, a graceful deer, may her breast satisfy you always, and may you ever be intoxicated with her love. Why, my son, be intoxicated with another man's wife? Why embrace the bosom of a wayward woman? For your ways are in full view of the Lord, and he examines your paths. And then on and on it goes. This message is about getting so emotionally involved with the one you marry, getting so committed, making her your delight, making your delight and your satisfaction. So much so that every other one, like ones you have experienced before, do not matter. And you do not have interest in looking elsewhere into other people and what they may be able to offer. This is very, very important. Sexual freedom from your ex, from your past relationships, and then also from other people whom you may see around. It also requires, number 2, the first one is breaking off financial commitment and involvement, deep emotional involvement with people you have known previously by way of sexual involvement. But let me move on by way of settling down emotionally. Yeah, apart from our sexual involvement with our ex, sometimes too, you would have made your ex your confidant. I mean, you lived with this person, you told the person your secret, and sometimes you are tempted after marriage to continue doing that. If you really needed somebody that you could say things to, or somebody that you could trust and say things, some people make the mistake and go back to their exes. And that life is going to cost you. Settling down in marriage requires that you break off these people from being your confidant people you go to confide in. You are rather required to start building confidence in your new partner, exploring ways that he can be of help to you, and trusting the person with all your issues. In any way, you would have probably even studied this person before marrying, and you are encouraged to go on. I'm always reminded, and I love this scripture so much, in the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 25, also coming back all the way to God's original intent for us and our marriages. Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. The Bible says, and Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. In other words, they were confident in each other. Here they were naked. All their past mistakes, all the things they could hide were now naked and uncovered, but yet they were confident in each other. This is by way of having each other as confidant. You know that the secret they see, they will not bring out. You are supposed to be looking for one in your partner that the Lord has given you. The 10th is that third way of getting emotionally involved with our exes is by way of depending on them for help of various kinds. You know, some of the people, you need somebody to fix this place for you, and that's even how you met them. You need chairs arranged for you, and this guy was there to help you, and it developed into a relationship. Or some of us depend on them for financial help. Some of us depend on counseling and all those ones. Once you get married, you are supposed to break off all this involvement with your ex or people you have emotionally been involved in. Let me move on to the second one that I have for today. That is settling down emotionally. One other way that you are required to settle down emotionally to make your marriage flourish is what I call emotional sufficiency of your spouse. Tapping into or allowing what I call emotional sufficiency. You know, you could be married and you will still be involved emotionally with others, as I've said. And this second one I introduced is the way to push us forward. In marriage, husbands and wives must accept to come under each other's authority, to become each other's confidant, and to be each other's dependable friend. So here you are married, you are to accept that you are now under somebody's authority. You are now becoming somebody's confidant, and you are now becoming somebody's dependable friend. In all these areas, we are supposed to be growing. You are supposed to be growing. And this is why I bring this second point. We must fine-tune ourselves that, hello, I'm now married and I'm on my husband's authority. Hello, I'm married and I am under my wife's authority. You must accept this and you must grow in that. You should not let the opinions of your husband be like, one other opinion you got somewhere. Or you should not make it light. You know, some women consider the opinions of their wives or their husbands not weighty enough. They consider it lightweight, and such women, whenever there are issues and their husbands bring their opinions and they bring their advice, they are still not okay. In fact, they still want other sources like their pastors, like their bosses, their friends, and other men which they consider in their minds to be of a heavyweight, to bring their minds and their convictions on the issues before they can now accept, before they can now hold it to be authoritative enough, or that now is good, is finalized, before they can put it into practice. If you bring that into marriage, you are developing a problem for tomorrow. Once you are married, and that's why we allow you to pray and settle on the person who you marry, how God leads you. So once you marry, you must teach yourself to come under your husband's authority. And that means that when your husband has brought his view on things, you hold it as authoritative enough, you hold it as weighty enough, and then you work with. Similarly, there are many husbands who have put their wives in a class. They think that their wives are not weighty, their wives are not wise, their wives talk too much, They don't have any wisdom to bring. And so on the critical issues of life, they put their wives aside. They rather seek the opinions of their friends. Sometimes, sadly, they seek the opinions of other women. And then their wives are just there because they think they are not wise. They think they talk too much, and they are put them aside. If you are doing that as a husband, you are carrying a load that two heads are to carry. If you are doing that as a husband, it's like you are carrying your load whilst you sit in a vehicle. God's mind is for you to share your emotional burdens with your wife. And if for some reason you see that your wife is not there, then you have a responsibility, as soon as you detect that, to take your wife through the requisite training that she will need to come up there to have the kind of capacity you need. You cannot be carrying what is meant for two people for the rest of your lives. Taking the emotional sufficiency of your wife, or this factor about emotional sufficiency, is allowing each other to be there and to have the authority they need so that you work with them emotionally. I want to move you on to other areas that will help you to settle down emotionally. And the third one is that you show each other respect. You have to respect each other so well as the Bible enjoins us. Then you have to never shout on each other in public. In public, we are human beings. We may misbehave. But a true wife, a true husband will find a nice way in confidence to draw their husband's attention, to draw their wife's attention. Sometimes you do it when you're alone, but you never shout on each other in public. Another way to settle down emotionally is to confront each other when you are wrong. Have a way to have a say in each other's lives and confront the wrong in your husband's life and the wrong in your wife. You know, there are some married people who never confront the wrongs of each other. They think that whatever their husband does is right. That's wrong. And you are among the closest people who can ever draw your husband's attention that they are wrong in a matter. Fancy that your husband is a leader, maybe a presiding elder, and he behaves in a way that is not acceptable in a presbytery meeting. Who is going to draw their attention? Not all the people may master their confidence, but you are there, and you have to draw their attention to this in confidence, in secret, so they learn out of it. Somebody must bring it out, and it may have to be you. Then learn to bring your genuine opinions on issues. When you are discussing, don't pretend. Find a nice way to say, hello, I think that this is not right. I think we have to go this way rather. Never let your opinions be caught up in you. You are married. You are not in slavery. And find a nice way. Every marriage partner has a way that things work with them. And find that way and bring your opinions. You are entitled to that, and bring it out. Don't hide it. And then learn to tell your partner where they are wrong. I think I already made this point. Learn to tell your partner when they are wrong in their dealings with other people. Don't shelve it. Don't make them seem that they are beyond making mistakes. And then the last one I want to bring is that praise them rather than talk recklessly about your partner in the midst of their family members. You know, your family members and her family members, whenever you are in the presence of any of these two, talk well about your wife and your husband. Don't talk recklessly. Don't order them about. And then let the respect be seen. It is how you sell your wife that others will buy. And so these are some of the suggested ways to help us to settle down emotionally. As I bring this episode down, this whole call was about how we may settle down. And I already communicated that God in Jeremiah 29, 4-11 calls on his people to settle down. And one of the ways to do that is by way of marriage. And I told you that marriage will help you to settle down, but you also need to settle down in marriage to make it flourish. And I told you about 3 ways that I suggested through which you could make your marriage be the blessing God has designed for you. Settling down on your time, settling down on your finances, and settling down emotionally. I want to bring the curtains down and continue elsewhere in a small book that is coming out very soon on Settle Down. I want to believe, God, that you've been blessed, and I want to pray for you at this point. If you are married or you are getting close to your marriage or you are going through a struggle, these are simple ways. I want you to know that marriage is blessed. It was ordained by God, and God is in it to make it work. You only need to go the way God has ordained. And I've shared with you about 3 ways. There are more, but I'll bring them later. I want you to know that you are not alone in that marriage, and it will work, and God is with you. Father, I pray for everyone who has listened to us in this series. You are blessed marriages, and when we marry, we are fulfilling your plan. It brings you a lot of joy. It is your way to raise godly kids, and it's a way to sustain the faith and interest of people in succeeding generations. Help your people, Lord. Pray for every marriage, everybody, young people, young adults who have listened to us as they venture into marriage, and those who are newlyweds. Help them, oh God, that their marriages will work and be a blessing. In the name of Jesus, let the rivers of the impact of the word and the power of our God flow through this episode, that marriages will be blessed and touched, and many testimonies will be shared. We want to bless you, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. Now, I want to give you an opportunity. I want to hear from you, especially if you are getting closer to marriage or you are newlywed. Maybe you have a challenge in your marriage or something. I want to announce my number. This is the only episode where I'm sharing my personal number, and it's 0243 971197. 0243 971197. You could also send me an email, and it is ebhagen@thecop.hq.org, or other one. We'll show this or display it on the screen. You may send me a personal email. I would want to be involved with what you are going through by way of your young marriage. And I know that the Lord, He is involved and He will help you. Let me hear from you, and we'll take it from there. May the Lord bless you all in Jesus' name.
Welcome back. That was a message from our apostle, always bringing us well-seasoned message, and always he leaves something in the hearts of people. Well, I hope you brought your pens and your books, or your tablets, or your phones, your notepads. You wrote something in there, because you know that always when you are watching the Young Adult Chat Room, there is something you have to take home. But we'll be going straight into the big conversation where a lot of people obviously have been expecting. And today we are talking about one of the very interesting things, that is recommended skills to add on as a young adult. Most of the times we think that it's just enough to be doing your own work or to be enrolled in a white-collar job, and that will be it. But of course, you know how versatile and agile you have to be in this world of late. So we have seasoned guests with Adele joining me so that we can be going in toto into this particular topic. Don't go anywhere. We meet again. Welcome once again. This is the big conversation, and today, like I rightly mentioned, we are delving into an interesting topic, recommended skills to add on as a young adult. And to help me do this, I have with me here Adele, my dear sister. You're looking pretty. I like the dress and the colors.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let me just say a big thank you to Emino Afrik for this beautiful braids I have here.
It's given. It's given.
And the makeup by
Aqua Makeover. Makeup extraordinaire. It's also given.
Yeah, it's given. So she actually did the makeup of myself and as well as Adele. But also in the house, we have Mr. Isaac Adamte with PIWC in Sawam and SK Bedu Worship Center, English Assembly at Teshinungwa. So you balance the two. Tell me more about it.
All right, sure. So I'm with some PIWC. Basically, I would say that's where I grew up, actually. So once I'm home, I'm with some PIWC. But then because of work, I had to come to Accra. So once I'm in Accra, I'm always with SKB, the Worship Center.
I see.
Nice.
That's a very interesting one. And even for the purpose of our discussion today, I mean, I know that being agile and versatile in this world of today is quite imperative. And it demonstrates it perfectly, because some people choose not to go to church because probably they are not at their place of preferred worship center, and so they rather would sit at home. But look at what he is saying. So I have to. So I was like, I'm confused. How? You don't have one, so why do you have two? So always you have to find a way to juggle between all the things. But let's come to the discussion today. The topic on the banner is recommended skills to add on as a young adult. In the first place, I want us to go into why. The why of having a recommended skill. Why is it important?
Okay, so just as you said that it's so important for every young adult to have skills, right? So in this day and age, if you are young adults coming up and you are not so well, abreast with particular skills, you are not equipped with skills, you find yourself wanting.
Yeah.
Yes. So to really stand out and then make impact, you have to, be known for particular skills.
Right.
Yeah. Let me not say too much. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. You're a man of few words, eh? That's actually a skill. There are some of us we can't hold this late chat. So we are overstayed and welcome. By the way, let me go to
Yeah,
Adele.
so I think you made a very good point by saying that being versatile and agile is very important in this part of our world that we live in today. And I think for every young adult, you should have something aside you just going to school and acquiring some book knowledge, if we can put it that way.
Yeah.
It's very important. Someone would say that when you are working for someone, the person can just fold up and the company is gone, so your work is gone. But if you have some skills, you can get money out of that. You can employ yourself. You don't need to always just rely on office work or something like that. But sometimes the skills you have on your hands or your unique skill, like you can talk for the whole world. Nobody can take that away from you. So there are some things that require that.
Yeah.
So if one company is folding up, that skill cannot be taken away from you. You can take it somewhere else or do something on your own. So it's very, very important.
Okay, I like the point that you just brought out some of the skills. Like talking is actually a skill, but that comes to mind or let us be aware that we have quite a number of skills that we have to look at. So if we can group them, I know we have the soft skills and the hard skills, but on top of our mind, we can just mention some of the skills that we think is relevant in this space. Now that technology is nearly taking everything, and sometimes people are afraid to even learn a skill because they think that the technology of today will render them useless if they are even supposed to learn that. Let's take like writing, for instance. Now you go to ChatGPT or any of the writing AI tools, and then you just type in something and it's able to give you. I'm like, I don't think I would have been able to write this. But do you think it's still important and necessary? So we can just mention some of the skills that are very important for a young adult who is a Christian who want to master excellence in this day and age. Let me come to you, Isaac.
Okay, so Safwa, just as you mentioned, I'm happy you started with the technology aspect, right? So as a young adult, one key thing we actually have to possess as adults is also to have ourselves equipped with IT, the basic IT skills, right? Just as you touched on the AI. Yes, so this day and age, people are in school, they use AI. It actually helps them out, makes writing of their thesis so easy for them. At the workplace, AI can still help you out. You are, let me say, you come across some complex stuffs, you just go online and then AI is here helping you. So the basic IT skills, we need to get them. And then one particular one I'm always biased towards is networking.
Okay.
Yeah. Networking, let me say networking or people skills, right? But then with networking, I am always biased to it because it's actually been a key skill that has brought me how far I've gotten to now, right? So it's a skill I actually recommend for every young adult coming out. Networking is so key that it helps in, let's say, mentorship, right? One, mentorship, and then let's say mentorship comes in with guidance. You needing people to guide you through a journey. There are people who have gone through the journey you want to embark on, right? But then you can't just do it on your own. So once you are able to get in touch with them, network and live in that connected,
absolutely
social kind of living, being able to play out your people skills, you are able to get help from people. They'll pull you along, guide you through how to manage your stuff. Again, on just as you said about communication, right? Yes, communication is so important. Let me say you are an auditor, you are an accountant, and you've done the work. You can't communicate to it, right? You can't articulate.
Talk to me directly.
Right? Let me just take it in general level, right?
Okay.
You've done your work. You're unable to speak to it. Someone will come and speak to it, and
take the glory.
He's gone. So it's one skill that everyone needs to, acquire, right? Because whatever you do at church, at the workplace, at home, communication.
I love that. And the part where we were talking about the networking, because
Yeah.
I get this question a lot, and I'll throw that to Adele, where someone will say, I have this particular temperament that does not allow me to approach people. So sometimes it's like, networking is very important, or you can even, and from where this person that has come to the event is, realize that there are a lot of things that we align with. But how to get that confidence to work to the person, introduce yourself, and then start the whole networking stuff is so difficult. How do I manage this if I'm taking my temperament into consideration?
So I think that people usually use that as an excuse.
Okay.
Because those same people, they have friends. And when they meet, that person may be the one you are hearing the loudest.
That's so true.
And sometimes people think that, because I'm going to Safwa, I have to be composed in a certain way. Safwa Kabrofo no some style be, so I need to have the big words. So that is going to bring the barrier.
Okay.
What am I even going to tell Safwa? What am I going to talk about? You don't have anything to communicate. So like you said, communication skills, very important. You don't have knowledge of what you're going to say. You don't know how you're going to say it. You're seeing the person like beyond your friend.
Yeah.
You cannot network. I'm not a networking expert, he is, but, but one thing I've learned about networking is that approaching people always say, I'm not a sanguine. You don't need sanguines to be networking. Every temperament can network. If I'm coming to sell you something I have made, I know how I made it. If you ask me the question, I'll throw the answer to you. But if I have no idea, I bring this watch to you. Who was the designer? You don't know. How much did you buy? Maybe it's even your father's watch. So in that case, you don't have anything to communicate. At the end of the day, you say, networking is not for me.
Okay.
It's for everybody. So you need to gain knowledge, read, listen, watch. Now, a lot of things, people say, I don't like reading. Go and watch. A lot of technical things have been put in videos. So you can watch and learn. You can listen to people. Go for events. Go for conferences. Even if you have to even go for a wedding. Nowadays, even the youth, they don't like going for weddings. Go for a wedding. You just see how things are being done. It increases your knowledge about certain things. You want to go into fashion. But fashion week, say, you don't know anything about it, but you just want to go into fashion. You think just sewing is it, that's it. But it doesn't work like that. So gain the knowledge. Then you learn the communication skills. As you are talking to your friends, it's funny that recently I went to do a presentation and a young person walked up to me and said, how are you able to do this? And I was like, I take the opportunities as they come. In church, I'm leading the choir. I will intentionally stand in front of them and speak. So I'm training myself. Sunday school, they are kids, but I'm standing in front of them and I'm speaking. You are building your self-confidence.
You'll be amazed how some Sunday school in Kolano, they will make you sweat.
I'm telling you. They will ask you a question and you don't even know how to.
Them. Yes, that's true.
So you learn through all of that. You take all those small opportunities. Then when the big opportunity comes, you are ready.
You are ready for it.
Yes. So now learn that communication skills from talking to your friends, talking to younger people. When you go out there, don't hide. And don't always be pointing people, weighing koye. Take that opportunity and you also train yourself.
I like that. And what you were saying, that you have to be ready for the opportunity, it just brought to mind Timothy, where it was talking about the fact that you have to study to show yourself approved.
Exactly.
Because he knows that there is a chosen day and time for you to shine. But if you don't have nothing to shine for, what are you going to say?
Exactly.
So you have to prepare yourself. And I love that. There are a lot of people who approach me and they're like, they have issues with public speaking. I actually appreciate that most of the times, because Obi on they are or on to me.
No, but for Modrin say you don't have anxiety, you don't feel nervous. So they have to know the truth. Say no matter how many times you do it.
Let me just take you down memory lane back in Ghana's Most Beautiful, where live performance, camera not stop, judges who will be me. Live audience.
Face.
I remember my first performance that awarded me the star performer. First performance I hear baby he actually. After the make us me who say obi share a live audience. Who give me say, hey, everything
confused
in my mind. But I went back to watch and I realized that you won't even notice that I
Notice
made
at
that
all.
mistake. Because I had gone through my scripts like 100 times and I wrote the script myself. I did the research with the help of the team and all of that. And so the being ready for the opportunity, I think, is very important. Most of the times, we attribute it to a lot of things. And I like it when you said the excuse. Prepare it very well.
Yeah.
I get it. The nerves will come. And me, whenever the nerves set in, it actually proves to me that I am not being lazy about it. This is something that is important to me.
You can handle it.
But you will always have to find a way to do it.
Right.
So there are some of the times that on the stage, my rehearse 100 times, so we grew on and I've forgotten. So because I know the script myself, I did it and all of that. I just start from my comfort zone.
Right.
So I make it very practical. Sometimes I just bring in something just to make people laugh, and then it breaks the ice, and then I'm able to
relax.
But let's go back. The networking.
But Mustafa, before you go into the networking, on the communication bit, right? I just want to also add up a bit.
Okay.
I'll say back in school, just to those in university and then coming up in school.
Yeah.
One way you can actually start working on your communication, your communication, is to take the opportunities in leading your people, colleagues on campus.
Yeah.
When there's an opportunity for you to lead, take the chance.
Yeah.
Right? I remember the opportunity came for me being the Pentecost Financial Secretary. Frankly speaking, I was running away from it. But then today, I thank God I took it. Because yes, it really exposed me to a lot of platforms to communicate, right? And then two, when we are in the local assemblies, rather when we come back from school, let's take the chance, opportunity as to, leading Bible studies, right? At a local assembly where you find yourself, that's the platform, the learning platform.
Exactly.
You can't go out there and make the mistakes. You can only make the mistakes in there where you correct it.
Exactly.
So let's take advantage of such opportunities.
I love that. And it is only when you are comfortable with the people around you that you can extend it to the people you do not know.
Exactly.
But sometimes people think it's magic. You just stand there.
Yeah.
I remember class 5, primary, me a compound prefect back in school. That time, my life was a lot of things. So I thought I wasn't part of humanity. And then they were looking for people, and then my classmates were pushing me. Hey, when I go, I'm like, I beg you, I wasn't even really shouting. And then the teacher saw me and like, I should be the compound prefect. And since then, I had been chapel prefect. I had been a lot of things, and I think it plays a major role in my public speaking today when I go back and think about it. But let's come back to Isaac.
Yeah.
From your intro, I can see that you are quite a number of things. Aside the fact that you are a chartered accountant, so that means you are working in a firm around that arena, right?
Yeah.
And you are also an associate external auditor. Hey, my sister, auditors. You were
Yeah, auditor one. Yeah, auditor crazy. You have to bring our report.
And then I also heard that you are the CEO of a particular firm. So now we are looking at recommended skills, but I want you to tell us more about what you do, and then how you are able to manage it, and how important having that extra skill has become significant to your life.
Okay, great. All right, so just as you said, I work with a firm. It's an audit firm. We are into external audit. Great. So,
if you don't mind, you can mention it.
That's fine, don't worry.
You might.
I know audits, but
You might.
very
Don't worry.
okay.
Okay, so before coming into, becoming an external auditor, how did I even land being an external auditor with the firm I work with? Yes, so just as I was saying, that networking, and then you being intentional about the people you have around you, right? So I had to talk to people. I had to communicate. Talk to people that, okay, that's my plan. That's what I want to do. So fortunately for me, I had people coming on board to help me, encourage, advise me as to what to do, what not to do at a particular period of time, right? So that helped me secure wherever I am currently as an associate auditor assistant, right? Good. So I also Master Keys Foundation, right? As you mentioned, I'm the CEO.
Okay.
You are running. You are the. How do I even say it? The role is so big for me to carry. Right?
You're doing it.
Yes, I would say. I mean, it actually started during COVID.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
That's back in 2020, 2019.
2019, 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, we just brought it on board to speak to young people in school who are now coming up. So the plan is to, get people on board, those who have already made it in the society, in their careers. So we brought them on board to talk to us as young guys, young ladies coming up. What do we need to do to get to wherever they have got into? Yeah, so basically that was the idea behind it, just to get people mentored. And frankly speaking, it's been so grateful. God has been helpful to us, and it's worked. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful.
So now let's come to the question about how relevant that is, having that on the side, and how fulfilled do you get in doing that on the side, aside the work you do on a normal day? Does that pay? Does that pay, or is a foundation? So
Okay, it doesn't pay. I mean, it's just a normal thing, just the side thing I do. It's just a side thing I do to, give back to society, right?
Beautiful.
So the little thing I can also do to make impact in the life of others, I decided to, let's do this, and then, push others, make impacts in the life of others. And then we thank God, we do get testimonies, people getting jobs here and there, people getting mentored, people who need CVs checked, worked on.
Wow.
They also get
this is
those chances
huge.
to, yes. So, that's the little we can also offer to society.
You have an age limit. I want to bring my son.
this one, we want to be the marking scheme.
Oh.
Because if you bring your CV,
They are
you know
going
it can't
to
be compared
prepare it. No, they will prepare it for me. That's what he said.
with all your.
They'll put the things together well, write it well, so that I can get a big job.
Let me also come to you, Adele. What are some of the skills that you have mastered over the years? Because listening to Isaac, it tells me that these skills can be very transferable, and it can even help you in your achievements or in the journey of trying to achieve something with purpose. So tell me what you've also been doing on the side, the recommended skills that we are talking about, and how fulfilling it has been for you with your journey. But it's time for us to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, welcome back. And as I was saying or asking Adele, I know she is also a woman of many colors, wearing many hats. You can even see from how she's sitting, wearing yellow, seated in wine. With a black hair. By the way, so just like I asked Isaac, what are some of the wonderful recommended skills you are also doing that is making you fulfilled in the journey of pursuing your purpose in this life?
Okay, so I think skills, you can never learn them to the very end.
Yeah.
Every day you have to upgrade. And just veering off from the communication skills and then the networking we've mentioned. I think one thing that has really helped me is, should I call it learning skills?
Yeah.
Because it's not everybody that can easily learn something. And I have this, maybe let me call it a syndrome, where when I see something about you and I admire it, I start picking it. Like, it just comes to me. So I would be observing you. There are days I may even do practicals in my room. I remember when I was in JSS, it got to a time my teacher was saying, "You are laughing differently. What's going on?" He kept on saying that for a while. And then when I went home, I started laughing in the mirror and I said, "Oh, I've picked this thing." I was so happy. I saw how someone was laughing and it was really appealing to me. So I started practicing it. I didn't even know when I started doing it myself.
Yes.
So one thing that I think every young person should be able to pick up is how to learn quickly. When you see someone doing something, don't envy the person.
It's not copycat too. No. It's not copycat. Please expatiate.
Don't go and copy. Just learn and then you apply yourself to it. That's very important. But when you see someone doing good, don't envy the person. Learn from it. The Bible says that we are supposed to provoke each other to doing good.
Absolutely.
So get provoked to do good. I remember when I was in the university, a friend of mine just came back and said, "I've bought a land." I said, land. Where did you get the money to buy the land? He said, I didn't even buy it with any money. After the conversation, I was like, no, you are provoking me. And that's why you are provoking me to also do some. And I think when you learn such things from people, this is not the time for you to say, in a way, so you be biama, in a way, so be bia or koha. You to do some. You admire it. You can learn a lot of things from it. I tell people that I know how to do so many things because I love to learn. And I like to do things with my hands. Things that someone will say, oh, who did this? And I can say, I did it myself. So being able to also do things by yourself should be something that you should also want. It's not always about what I learned from school, what I learned from school. Learn something on your own. Bring something out by yourself. And it's a skill you can put out there. Like I was saying, you are able to talk. You can translate them into so many other businesses that people cannot do. If someone can talk but does not know how to even articulate so well, the person will not be able to do what you do. A producer is a voiceover artist. If we cannot speak the way she has been, you see the catcher and the rhythm.
Shout out to her, wherever she is, we see you.
So shout out to Grace Backman. You will not be able to do it. You think, oh, voiceover, but some rhythm, be the training, you have to practice. You see, if you don't practice, you'll not be able to do it. One more skill, you mentioned technology. I listened to a guy and I really agreed with him that AI is here, but AI will keep on making stupid people more stupid and to make intelligent people appear like stars. So if you don't know what you are going to ask AI for, you end up getting nothing. You are saying they wrote something excellent for you. It was because of what you asked AI to do for you. If you didn't really know how to articulate what you wanted it to do, it will give you anything and you take it and go away with it. So now that we are supposed to learn basic computer skills, you should also master some of these things.
I love it.
There are coding skills for free. MasterCard is doing stuff for free. Get in there. Nowadays, it's all about work-life balance. My bro, my bro, but that mekoda, you use 2 hours of the mekoda on TikTok. Learning nothing. But you can decide that, okay, I want to learn this particular skill. And lastly, financial literacy skills. There are a lot of us. You see, I did business in SS, did accounting in the university. I've done my chartered whatever. I have masters in accounting and finance. But let me tell you, when it comes to financial literacy,
even after all those certificates,
it would be my business.
So you should
financial know. I can't. So for some time, I started to follow some people, listen to investment advice.
Deliberate.
Exactly. That intentionality must be there. Listen to financial advice. Investments now you're in school now. What is this whole thing about? How can I practicalize it in my life? Then I school, in science, my practical thing. I know how to do this. No, follow people and learn more. So that financial literacy skill is killing a lot of the youth. When you see car, see, oh, this thing, if you don't have 1,000 cedis, you can't do it. Now we're dealing in At the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. Get that skill. When you get that skill, you can even teach your friends and collect their money. Let me end it here.
This is deep. Oh, I'm so filled because
prayer session.
But I'm enjoying myself so much. I'm being filled so much, and I can attest that you are also aligned and you are sane, because these are things that maybe it's not really like a new thing that we are talking about, but most we trivialize them, and we don't really care till with the gem now we say, hey, I should have, but you could have actually. So this is the time men too shut that. So don't procrastinate thinking that, oh, I can do it next week, or just start, put it down, and then let's start preparing towards it. Like the time she was saying, use your data to go on TikTok and you are watching people dance, do other things aimlessly. On that same platform, you can use it to learn a lot and make money out of it. And that's exactly what she was saying. And I really appreciate that. For the game we are going to do today, we are making things more practical. So I'm putting them on your toes. I am a part, I beg.
Before we go to the game, let me say
add
something.
Sure.
You know, sometimes you feel that because you know something, when you have the opportunity, let's say you have 2 weeks or a month to do that same thing, you can just get up and go, so you will not prepare. that syndrome, when it catches you, it's like a disease. It can
say
eat into your body like cancer. If you don't take your time, you'll be disgraced.
Yes.
Of something that you are so good, everybody knows that you are good at it. Let me bring it very, very low to our church. Why a worshiper? We even say why a worshiper? And they want to worship in Tiawo.
Prepare.
Me sorry, I'm not me. By the time you get to the stage, sometimes the song to even start with cry, you forget. All because you are in that syndrome of minimie, and it can catch up with you very easily.
And you will know when you are flopping.
Exactly, you
Yes.
feel it because it's not your usual
Yes.
way. We will struggle.
Yes.
It's like when you always are first in class. Now I'm at the exam be about one year. So that time you didn't say we be kai we year. Now we sweat. So be actually say we true. So one him say ni a true na in fact.
I love that. This is, I mean, we are all humans. So when it comes to things like these, it's likely almost inevitable when you do not prepare towards it.
You have to prepare.
And so what he is saying is really true. Sometimes we think we know too much, we know too well. It's people say a team, people coming to you asking you, I say, you're very good with dress and combination is a calculation, you know. There are some people that it's like if there are some people that just say, yeah, what did me be
Yeah.
to me can you messy beautifully.
Yeah.
You can actually make some good money out of it.
Yeah.
But no matter the avalanche of entire at the bemmo no. Enko obos wako si fa black no fa blue no fa yellow asemo. But these are some of the practical things we are talking about here. So never feel that you have arrived or you have achieved. Let's take Jesus Christ as an example. Even Jesus Christ, who was so aligned with the Father, was praying till he was sweating blood. What does this tell you? Now let's come to the game. Once again, we jam I can say. So Isaac, it's for the you want to add something
before the game.
Okay.
She spoke about investment, right?
The financial literacy.
Yes, but then I'll take it from a different angle.
Wonderful.
So we are talking to young adults here,
Okay.
right? And then my lecturer and my lecturers keep saying something that as a youth, the best investment you can have now is to invest into your education.
Right.
It will yield you the best of dividends in the future.
Yes.
Right. So if there is that certification you need to get to that level at your workplace, you know that, okay, that's my career plan. I need to clear off this certification before I get to a particular stage.
Right.
Do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, don't procrastinate it
Yes.
because the
Like they talk to me
rates.
direct.
Sister, you see the way I'm nodding.
I tell you, the prices keep increasing.
Yeah.
People will tell you at the right time.
Yeah.
This is the right time.
This is the time.
This is the right
Exactly.
time. It took me 3 years in completing my certification, and it looks like just yesterday, right?
Wow.
So this is the time. If you really want to invest into your education.
Invest now. And I love that. And talking about the investments, we also talking about buying books and reading. Sometimes these are the very places that you can find these English that some people are spewing here.
Like
Also,
you.
we are all spewing. But now let's go into the game because this game I want us to do it. So now the game is choose a place of your convenience. It's about networking. A place of convenience where you have met somebody you admire so much and you want to approach. How do you do this? Practically. So you can use me as an example since I'm not part of this game. It's between the two of you.
Okay.
Isaac, I'll begin with this. Isaac was praying. I just have
Please let me start. Maybe you say my own.
You
Okay,
start
let's
with
go.
Yeah.
Okay. So before I start, let me say something. So usually people like to brag about themselves, and when you give them that opportunity, it's very easy for them to connect. So I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Wow, I like your necklace. You're
Oh.
looking very beautiful.
Thank you. Eminok Afrik gave this to me.
I admire you so much.
Oh.
Please, can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Please, how long have you been doing all that you are doing, and how difficult has it been for you?
And then now be putting me on the spot. We have twice, so I won't respond.
Oh, wow. Usually when I'm watching you on TV, I just wonder how I can also be like you. So I've been thinking, maybe if I get a mentor in this area, maybe I can also be like you one day. Or what do you think? Now also I can say, oh yes, mentorship and then. So is there someone you can recommend to me for that opportunity? then you go ahead and tell, okay, fine. I would like to follow you on all social media platforms. So can I have your handles? And so after taking your handle, and I ask, do you mind if I have your contacts?
Okay.
Then later I just say, my name is this, and I work for these people.
Okay.
In any case, if you see my call, I hope you'll be able to respond. Oh yeah, I'll take your call. Why not? Thank you very much.
I love that. I love that because there are some people that approach me and then I don't want to give my contact to them. Because they send me messages and I don't even know where the conversation, how are you? How is the day going? And the conversation has ended.
How can you ask someone who is older than you, how's the day going?
How, you see, no matter who you think has gotten to the best of their lives and all, they are always looking for somebody who can add on something to their lives.
Yeah.
And not always take away or give out. Some will be asking for money. And also, there are some people that they approach me and then I look out for certain things. And you actually pointed, you did the two, where you tell me where you work. And then I'm now thinking, okay, so if I need, maybe you work at the audit firm or somewhere, so I need someone to audit my things, my firm, my foundation. I know that I can get through to you. She comes in and like, oh, can I get your handle? I need my following to grow.
Yeah.
And so if you have decided to be a follower, why not? I will give it to you. And then there is a give and take. But always people think that, oh, you should be in a capacity where you are supposed to be given. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so I'll give you 99.
Thank you.
Okay, let me come to Isaac. Let's see.
All eyes on me, right?
Yeah, all eyes on you.
Okay. Hi, Safa.
Hey.
It's such a privilege meeting you today, right?
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, I used to see you on TV, those days when Ghana's Most Beautiful. I mean, the way you articulate, you used to communicate. Yeah, it's an area I'm actually working on, right?
Okay.
And I also been telling my people, my colleagues, when I grow, I want to be like her.
Oh, I'm blushing. Oh my God.
Are you on LinkedIn?
Am I?
On LinkedIn?
Yes.
You're on LinkedIn. Great.
LinkedIn, but I'm not so. I'm not so good at that, but I'm still trying.
Give it a try. I think I can help you out because, frankly speaking, LinkedIn is now one of the top areas you can communicate and then reach out to people, professionals. Just as what you do, with what you do as well, you can reach out to professionals, see your contents, and then you can grow in that aspect. So I think you should give it a thought. And I can help you out build your brand, on LinkedIn, if you don't mind.
That's lovely. And I'll give you 100. He has bought me. And I think adults who did a similar one. So you are looking for, whilst you are having that conversation with them, you're looking for somewhere you can give to the person so that you are set apart. Because when you go for programs like these, a lot of people want to approach people who they think they have. And so what will make you different, what will make you stand out so that the person will remember you when after the program. Yeah, and that's exactly what Isaac did. LinkedIn, we talked about it. He probably might not even know I was going to say I'm not so good with that. And then he saw that and then he started talking to me about it.
And I'm sure you'll be quick to give him your number.
Exactly, because now he has promised me he can help me do that. And so this was, even though it was a game, but it's something practical that you realize that it's important for all of us to have. And so I know my producer and then my sound editor extraordinaire. They are giving me signals that it's time. But I am enjoying myself so much because I'm learning so much from the seasoned guests that we have had today, Adele and Mr. Isaac. Thank you so much for the time. Do you want to give any shout out to anyone watching?
Yes.
Any shout outs?
All right, so shout out to my people and some PIWC and then the alumni of Pensa UW. Yeah. I missed out SK Bedu, right? So SK Bedu Worship Center, shout out to you all. Thank you so much for praying with me.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Adele.
And my shout out goes to my husband, Reverend Emmanuel Tredako. God bless you so much for your support. Wale City Ministers and Wives, God bless you.
God bless you. Shout out to my husband too. But this is where we end the big conversation. But we are not done with the Young Adult Chatroom today's edition. So stay tuned. We have more for you. Let's meet at the other side. And you are welcome back. You're still watching the Young Adult Chat Room. From the big conversation, it was a very interesting one. I enjoyed myself a lot and I learned so much. I just want to ask you something. What particular skill in the course of the week are you going to master? If not master, at least start. So that next week we talk about it. Which one are you going to master or start? Okay, so let's move straight into the verse of the week, and we are taking our quotation from 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. 2 Timothy 2:15, which says, from the King James Version, I read, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Study to show thyself approved. Need I say more? I don't know. Should I add on to this? Because we have already spoken at length about it during the big conversation. It is important as a young Christian adult of this world to be versatile enough to know way kakra, a photography out to me, a pose kakra. A big shout out to my friend here. Or see, I care no pen, not as why complete. And a lot more. You can think about it, people skills, soft skills, hard skills, and you'll be amazed where these things can take you. Sometimes it can set you apart from the people that you meet, even in the classroom. It can make you outstanding. It can make life also easier for you when it is a between life and death situation. People skills. Sometimes we trivialize it, but it's important. And so this is what the Word of God is admonishing us today, to study to show ourselves approved, so that when the opportunity presents itself, because it will definitely come, you'll be ready for it, and the glory will be given to our Father in heaven. At this point, we draw the curtains for the Young Adult Chat Room today. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for listening in and watching us every Sunday, 3 p.m. right here on Pen TV. And don't go anywhere, because next week, same time, we will come together and give you another amazing edition of the Young Adult Chat Room. My name has been Safwa Abuahine, and of course, Adele, you will see next week. And so do well to stay tuned. I was beautifully made up by Aqua Makeover. A big thank you to her. And I have these beautiful beads from Emenon Afrique. Let's meet again next week. Bye.